testing the lie. You know, folks will come to church and test the lie. They also made an outward confession that they love God. Lord, I follow you. I'm going to stay with you. But look at the Bible. You can't be but one or two things. Either you're going to be a great friend or you're going to be a great enemy. Amen. You have to decide which one you will be by the way you live from day to day. By the way you act toward others, by the way you conduct your business, by the way you support God through your local church. These men made an outward confession, but they never repented in their hearts. They wanted to go back and do something else first. In other words, in that society today, we want God to bless us, but we don't want to bless Him. That's right. We want God to raise us up, but we don't want to raise nobody else up. We don't want to put nothing into it. And then if we do, we got to have bragging rights on what we've done. Look at the Bible. I'm getting ready to leave it alone. In Luke chapter 9, I think stay right here just for a minute. In Luke 9, this first man in 57 said, I'll follow you wherever you go. And when, you know what, get on down the line, Jesus brings him up. When he told him where he was going, then he didn't want to go. That's right. I wish I had somebody here. People say they love the Lord. I want to be a part of it. When you tell them what's required to be a part of the situation, then all of a sudden, well, you know, I've been feeling a little low. You know, it's a little hot out there today for preaching. It's too cold out there right now. You know, I love the Lord, but ain't nobody say I got to go out and preach to people I don't know. You know, that's a rough neighborhood over there. You know. We don't necessarily want them in our church. Yeah, I wish I had some help in here. You know, it's all right. You know, but you promised that I would serve Him till I die. As long as it's what I want to do, you know, as long as it's in the right condition, as long as it's the right time, you know. But preacher, it's too early, you know. That's too late, you know, preacher. I can't. We always got a reason why we don't do what we said we gonna do, and Jesus addresses that because if it's really Jesus, it doesn't matter if it's day or night. Just keep looking at somebody and tell them time or tell. Get sick in the nighttime. I got some witnesses in here that God showed up in the nighttime when nobody else got up. God kept you up in the middle of the night. God didn't tell you it was too late, did He? He came and He was right on time. Somebody been down to their last dime. I ain't been by myself. And then the first time you've been down to your last dime, because 2012, I can't be broke because I serve a master. I serve a Savior who's rich in houses and land. He holds the wealth of the world in His hand. And if I know who I belong to, I'm just like Prince Harry and his brother. I know who my daddy is. And if I don't have a dime in my pocket, I can turn to my daddy because I'm still daddy's child. God will give it to me in His time. Look at it. This other fellow says to him, after Jesus done told him now, y'all remember what Jesus said? He ain't even addressed them. He said, you know what? This gives you something to think about. This show you if you don't have God's Spirit, you can't even receive what the Lord said when He tell you to you straight to your face. He told you, now listen, what He said. Foxes have holes. The birds of the air have them. But the Son of Man, the Son of Man had. But what Jesus knows, He come back with a letter tell you, He already done told you once. It's right there in the 4 Gospels. Come on down. He said, I ain't got to take none with me because where I am and where my spirit is, my people are going to receive me. So I ain't got to worry about where I'm going to lay my head. But see, when you don't have God's Spirit, you can't see that like that and just say, I'm going to trust you, Lord, in everything. We're in 2012 now. We've been worried about this and worried about that. But how about this? We want God to give us this and want God to do this for us and do that for us. Lord, I just want you. And if it means being homeless with you, I'd rather be homeless with you than to be in a mansion without you. Amen. the streets in my good shoes with you, or walk barefooted with you, than to keep my good shoes and go nowhere. God, I would rather trust you with everything I got than to keep it all in my pocket and still come up short. In other words, what Jesus was asking them, I told you, see, the carnal mind ain't gonna hear what the Lord said. Do you really want to follow me? You sure that's what you want? Because in order to follow me, you got to first deny yourself. I wish I had somebody here. And if you're going to follow me, you're going to have to bear some crosses that might not be fair. You got to bear some crosses that's not of your own making. You got to bear some weight that is your own that you have to just admit. God has a wrath against sin. You know we all have sinned. You're going to have to pay the price for some of the stuff you did. But if you come after me, just understand, you're going to be talked about. You're going to be persecuted. For my name's sake. Folk gonna make you a spectacle for my name's sake. But is it about you or is it about me? Are you gonna sell out all to me? Don't worry about how they embarrass you. You ought to be more concerned about did they embarrass the Lord Jesus Christ? Now you can say what you want to about me, but when you start messing with Jesus, I'm gonna stand up and fight. He says this. Look at the second man said. To another, Jesus said to him, what? Follow me. Now that's all he got to say. He said, do what? Follow me. Now if you know who I am and you believe in me, Sister Jeanette, if you really have me in your heart, if I said follow me, you know I got it. Don't worry about nothing else. We're not going to get nothing. You got to get nothing. But look at his response. He said, Lord, there it is again. And y'all see how folks just call on the Lord, just call this Lord, Lord, just all in vain. They say the words, but there's nothing behind it. Lord, isn't that in the Bible? Listen to what he said. I'm going to follow you, but I tell you what, first let me go bury my father. Is that in the Bible? Now somebody would say Jesus was cold to this man. Somebody said Jesus was cold. Now come on, now that's your daddy. Surely you can wait for him. In other words, Lord, you know you ain't more important than my dad. But Jesus was cold to him. Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. Y'all don't hear me right there. He said, let the dead. Now they living bread. See what we don't understand the connotation of it. Here's living folks back home. They living, breathing, walking human. But Jesus called them dead. Y'all don't hear it. If you're dead in spirit, you are dead. You are a walking zombie. And what's sad is you don't realize it, that you are a walking zombie. See, redeemed people are not dichotomous. We are trichotomous. You can be body and mind, but without God's spirit, you dead. When God created Adam, he created him from the dirt of the ground, didn't he? Put vessels and veins and body parts in it. But he was standing there, a dead corpse. And the Bible says, only until the Lord breathed into him the yoke, that life-giving breath, until he breathed the new life into him, he said, then he became a living soul. And until God has breathed into you the breath of life, you are spiritually dead, although you are a walking carnal being. And without God's spirit, you are a walking dead person. And Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. That is. But look at what he said. I'm going to give you context in it. Now look at the next one. I'm going to deal with both of them together. Let me get the next one. But to another he said, Lord, another one also said, look at, he done stepped up now. You done heard them watch the Lord call somebody out and ask them to follow him, so he is going to volunteer. He says, Lord, I'll follow you. But tell you what to do. I'm going to follow you, but first, let me go home. You know, I want to say bye to Pookie and Ray Ray. I got to go home and kiss the wife, you know, let her know I ain't going to be home for summer. You know, I'm going to tell her I'm going on a trip with you, you know. I got some other things I need to do back at the house. You know, I got to put the lawnmower up, you know. Lord, I'll follow you, but let me run by the house. You know, I'm going to say bye to everybody, you know, let me shine the rims up. You know what we do on Sunday? You know, we clean the car on Sunday. You know. Look at somebody and say, nothing. Look at somebody and tell them nothing. And nobody can come before Jesus. I wish I had somebody here to see the picture today. You see what they basically telling Jesus? In other words, Jesus, I see you here, but I got something that's a little more important than you right now. And I want to ask you today, as you start 2012, you wonder why some breakthroughs have not happened. What is it that I don't know which one of these certain people we may be, but what is it that you putting in front of Jesus, telling Jesus, Lord, there that word is again, Lord, I love you, Lord, I'm your child, Lord, I want you, let me do this first, God. I got the Bible study, Lord, but I tell you what, let me run out of the house first. You know, I got to do something. Lord, I want to serve you, but I tell you what, let me take care of this first. Lord, I will come to church and praise you on Sunday, but you know, they have to start up at 11 o'clock and stuff like that. I can't make it then, but Lord, I'll catch you, but let me take care of this first. How many know you can't put nothing and nobody in front of God? In other words, listen here, you might say Jesus kind of cold to, but I want to tell you, when you know in the spirit, see, this is what a carnal man does. A carnal man can look at God in his face and tell God, wait till I put something in front of you. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm going to follow you, but on my terms. I'm going to follow you when I feel like it. How about that? You know what we said? We got to catch a feeling. You know, we always got to feel something, you know. God, I do this. But listen here what God said. I am a what God created, a jealous God. The first thing he said, listen, I am the Lord. Thou shalt have no other God before me. I am the Lord. I am the Alpha, and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end. Nothing comes before me. Thou shalt have nothing. And if you come after me, you got to come behind me. I don't wait for nothing. If we're going to pass by home, let Jesus lead the way. If we got to pass by the undertaker, let me go behind Jesus. He'll make the visit a little bit better. The problem is we try to do all these things without Jesus. We're going to do them on our, we got to handle it because